Proverbs 31. Turn back to Proverbs 31. We read it earlier where it's the king's mother saying, "Oh, Lemuel, it's not for kings to drink wine. You know, it's not. You'll lose judgment. You'll forget justice. Don't do it." But then it goes on. So let's hear a look at Proverbs 31. I'll just read from verse 4 again. "It's not for kings, O Lemuel. It's not for kings to drink wine, or for princes intoxicating drink, lest they drink and forget the law and pervert the justice of all the afflicted." And then it has this really, to some very strange statement. "Give strong drink to him who is perishing, and wine to those who are bitter of heart. Let him drink and forget his poverty and remember his misery no more." Is this just exaggeration and they don't really mean it? You know, God's like, I don't really mean give drink to people that are poor. Like, give drink, you're poor, have a bottle of vodka or something like that. But if you read the passage carefully, that's not exactly what it says. It says, give strong drink to who? Him who is perishing. They're dying. Someone's on their deathbed. Isn't that interesting? Now, I'm just curious, raise your hand. Have you been at someone's deathbed before? Would you have withheld any medication that would make it easier for them? I wouldn't. And that's what they do at the end. They say, we're just trying to make them comfortable. And at that point, the family's like, you don't need to be sober-minded right now, buddy. Like, we just want to help you through this. And I think there's a biblical precedence for this in Proverbs. Give strong drink to him who is perishing. But it also implies something else. When is it really okay to get drunk? Well, when you're dying anyway. So it really is. God understands, and he's giving us, I think, medicinal use of not only alcohol, but whether it was morphine or whatever it is you're going to give this person to help them through this incredibly bad time, incredibly hard time. There's no U-turn here. They're dying. Let's help them out. And I think there's a biblical precedence. I don't think they should feel guilt. I don't think a Christian should feel like, oh, I've stayed sober my whole life and now I'm coming under the influence of this. It's like, no, I think that this is the exception to the rule, and it's in the text, which I think is kind of exciting that God gave us such a rounded teaching in his word. I think this is a case for hospice or for making them comfortable in those moments. Now, obviously, this can be misused. Oh, well, my back really hurts, so I have to drink to feel better, or I have to take these drugs. But there is such a thing as medicinal use or taking even a painkiller that you normally would stay away from under all conditions because of this particular situation. Easily abused, frequently abused, just like alcohol, but I don't want to take away the baby with the bathwater. I believe there is an appropriate time, and I think that the scripture gives us the room for that in this passage.